Welcome, everyone. I am Chris Gore. This is Hollywood on the Rocks on a Wednesday. I am loud and yelling right now. Why am I doing this? I don't know. Today on the show, we're going to be talking about the Daily Wire Plus's new comedy, Lady Ballers. We'll be talking about that. Also, the director of the film called The Oath will be joining us. Some trailer reactions, discussion, plus your chat comments and questions. And Ng the Merciless is here to tell us about the D-Files. What are the D-Files? You're about to find out. Let's see where Alan is so we can start the show. Where is that guy? Where did he go? He's... All right. Wait. This thing says, wait. That's not it.
Alan!
How's it going, man?
That was a good one.
That was okay. Did you know about that one?
I didn't know about that. I kind of like to be surprised by these things.
Your genuine surprise reaction.
Yeah.
By the way,
unless my boobs pop out.
If you need an extra badge for LA Comic-Con, I've got a few.
Yeah.
I've got a few.
I actually could have used one. I could have used one on Sunday, but I didn't even think about it.
You should have asked me. I
didn't think about it until Sunday when I could have done it.
All right. Before we do that, we're going to talk about LA Comic-Con in a minute. We have some very important business. We have to thank everyone in our audience right now.
Yeah.
We got, thank you to you. 100,000 subscribers. We did it. Thanks to you. Thank you to our new subscribers. Thank you to everyone watching. We appreciate it. I didn't think, because we were looking at our trends in certain August, September. It's just like, oh, our new subs have slowed down. We're getting maybe 1,000 a month. So we're not going to make it at the end of the year. But that's okay. It was kind of my goal. I would love to make it. But I don't know. We got a bump lately.
But I said, but at least the Marvels are coming out.
yeah, I remember. You said, just wait. The Marvels is coming. And I was just like, whatever. We'll get a little bump from that, but it's not going to be. It's really been sort of a cumulative effect. So,
yeah. I definitely with the Marvels coming out, it was like, all right, it'll push us close to the end of the year in getting it. And then I go, well, and then maybe Aquaman will just push it over.
Well, we gotta say thank you to everybody for this, because it's a big deal. It means a lot to me. It means that people like what we're doing. Wait, I gotta ask, of those animals, is one of them supposed to be you and one's supposed to be me? I can't figure it out. I can't figure it out.
I mean, I'm truly humbled. It's one of those milestones that you only think other people get, and you don't realize that, hey, we're doing something here and we're having fun with it.
Well, that's why I really appreciate our audience.
Yeah,
and so
absolutely.
this is really about the audience got us here, and we appreciate that you like what we're doing, and we'll just hope to continue to deliver.
And
these are videos that other people sent us, which is pretty cool. I have one last one to show.
Hold on. I want to thank the Walt Disney Company.
Oh no!
For the Marvels, for Wish, for Ahsoka, and I think you started it off with Kenobi, and so we could not be more indebted to the Walt Disney Company.
Yes, well, just thank you to everyone. We're gonna go to your comments in a minute, but it is humbling. I never thought, I've watched so many other YouTube channels. I never thought that we would get here. We're kind of slow growth, but it's all because of our audience. So.
Yo, Adrian, I did it!
I knew that would be the best one. I knew it would be the best one.
I can't unsee that one.
No, okay, wait. No, you look kind of hot
Play it
again.
again.
I did it!
It's so sexy. You look like Ken Jeong in that.
Oh my God. Yeah. I look a little Asian. What can I say? But let's go to the comments here. There's so much coming up. Wow, look at this super chat here from We Shenanigans for 20. Hail all with the super long movies and extra endings. Is Hollywood unwittingly reintroducing the old Elizabethan 5-act story structure? Discuss. That is worth discussing. A friend of mine described it as they don't call it 5-act structure. They call it a second, third act. So you have the third act that is the main conflict that seemingly gets resolved, but there's a secret conflict. So it extends the third act. James Cameron is guilty of this, but I feel like the way James Cameron does it is much better. There have been theories that Hollywood actually likes longer movies because what it does is it extends the watch time, which is the metric that people use to, how successful a streaming service is. Alan, any comment on the 5-act structure or the return of that?
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah, you're bringing that on me now. I just hate it. I absolutely hate it. And I think we're going to be talking about one of those coming up on Friday. And it'll be
there's just like
there's a movie coming out Friday that does this.
We will discuss it for sure, but I don't think
if it didn't have boobs in it, I'd be more angry at it.
Correct. I know which movie you're talking about.
Yes.
But look, this is a huge problem. Audiences do not like this. They don't respond to it. I get it. A movie like Napoleon, I get it. It's epic in scale. It's supposed to be, it's going to be a little bit longer. Fine. I get it. Fine. But for your average Hollywood movie, did Guardians of the Galaxy 3 need to be 2.5 hours? Did it need to be that long? Is there a better version of that movie that's shorter? Running time is an issue, and I don't think audiences are particularly happy with it.
Well, I mean, I think it's to me, it feels like it's the arrogance of the filmmaker and the and a lack of understanding of an audience and what they have to do to get through your movie.
Right.
Killers of the Flower Moon is another one that I would throw in that category. Yeah, I mean, we talked about this the whole weekend. There's just a sense that Hollywood doesn't love us, and Hollywood is just so arrogant and so entitled that whatever they throw out there, we have to see it or it's our fault.
Well, they're certainly not in touch with the audience, for sure. Not in touch with the audience. But thank you, We Shenanigans. It's a very generous super chat. Couple more came in here. Bob Starsky for £2. Call your Disney series The Courthouse of Mouse. Yeah, I was on the Nerdrotic Nooner, and I mentioned that I would be, we'd be having a series on filmthreat.com called The Disney Files. But someone mentioned that there already is something called The Disney Files. So there are other names that have been suggested. Thank you for that, Bob Starsky. Sorry.
I'll just say I wasn't completely in love with The Disney Files. And so
good.
Yeah.
I'm not, look, just something so people, it's a shorthand so people can say, have you read the latest column? Matthew Hammond for $4.99. Chris, Gore, and Alan Ng are such good dudes. I am happy you two got to 100K. Did you see the new ending to Christmas Vacation that is going around X? No, I didn't.
Is that a real ending or is it
I think it might be.
It a fake ending?
Well, speaking of that, if you are a member of the channel, pay attention to the community tab for members only. At the end of this show, there might be a pretty cool holiday giveaway. Just going to throw that out there. Just pay attention, those of you that have gotten those digital codes we're giving away. So I'll check it out for sure. And Zodlander, member for 3 months, says, congrats, 102,000. Give me truth and give it to me raw. I love it. That's great. Other comments from Wes Ray. I feel like the subscriber momentum really ramped up after 1, Chris's comment about Marion's crunchy bush, and 2, Alan breaking the chair. I love that. Shire, Do you think that the Warner Brothers A24 deal will boost indie film recognition on these platforms? 100%. 100%. I'm a huge A24 fan. There's like a club A24. I get their email list. It's really great. A24, I mean, not everything's a home run, but they put out horror, weird. The movie with Nicolas Cage, it's the best Nicolas Cage movie this year. Dream Scenario, which you finally saw.
Yes. In fact, I had a break yesterday and I went in to see the movie again. And I was actually typing and getting a review done.
While you were at the movie?
Yeah, well, I had to get work done. I need a quiet place. So I have the AMC thing. So I just bought a ticket, sat in the back row, and started typing.
Not cool, Ing. Not cool.
I'm in the back row, so no one knows what's going on.
All right, that's cool.
I used to do it at the Dine-In in Fullerton, the Dine-In Theater, because you had a desk in front of you while you could watch the movie. And then you could get lunch delivered to you.
Oh, yeah. That's the one that they've even got like a little tray so you can sit and work.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
wow.
They refurbished the whole place, so it's really nice.
Nice. You, Me, and the Movies. The D-Files is great for the second hidden meaning of how they have defiled Disney. That's the name. Ooh, D-Files.
Yeah, that's very clever.
Oh, You, Me, and the Movies. Someone suggested it earlier. I think Alan, someone suggested on the Nooner. You, Me, and the Movies. That's a great name. I think if Alan likes it,
I think we're close. I think that's a good start to think.
That's top of the list. I don't know with the chat if that's suggestions. Tara just became a YouTube member. Thank you for that. Make sure to join us on Discord. Darren Hughes, member for 2 months, says congratulations on 100,000 subs. Film Threat is the best. Thanks. Well, thank you for that. We appreciate it. There you go. All right. We're going to pivot.
People are getting on me for doing that in the theater. And I will say people are still watching Dream Scenario in the middle of the afternoon. So
but okay, if I did something like that, which I would never do, I would sit in the very back of the theater.
That's what I did. I was in the very back row. There was no one there. And everyone was, in the middle and up front. So as long as you're not bothering anyone, I just needed a place to sit down that wasn't outside and just kind of get stuff done.
Well, one of the things I have done is I'll go to the Alamo Draft House in downtown Los Angeles, and they have like this little bar area where you can sit, and they have a happy hour, and I will sit there and they have great Wi-Fi.
I mean, if I truly wanted to be sure I wasn't going to bother anyone, I would have done it at the Marvel screening.
Yeah, that's what you do. Go see the Marvels.
I should have just done that. But I just part of me was thinking about it, and part of me was like, I don't want to give another ticket credit to the movie.
Right. But let's talk about LA Comic-Con. I've still got my badges. I've still got my badges from LA Comic-Con. It was a blast. I think it's worth us talking about for a little bit. I've got some videos that I took that we can show. I'm gonna take these off. This is, all my friends were asking me if I have an extra badge. I have an extra badge. All you got to do is ask. But there you go. I keep badges. I have badges and film festival passes going back to the 80s. And I have them all organized. I know it's crazy, but LA Comic-Con was this weekend. We did 3 panels. I will say this, probably 3 of the best panels ever at the con. We did the death of the modern franchise, why 99% of movies today are garbage, and another panel called the Indie Filmmaker Survival Guide. I'd love to release those as audio, possibly, if I can get MP3s, I'd like to release clean audio because we had some technical issues. I don't want to go into it. If you can suffer through the bad audio, please look at those panels. All you got to do is kind of turn it up. It's okay. It's like a little echoey, like you're in the room. But I'll just say, we had so many good guests. We had X-Ray Girl, Gary from Nerdrotic, Dante James, Paulie from Latino Slant, Danica, Comic Book Girl 19. Alan Ng was there. And then our Indie Filmmaker Survival Guide panel, we also had the filmmakers behind ZombieCon. We had Bobby Schwartz and Walter Areas from Dual Animal. We also had my buddy Jim Agnews, a screenwriter and an indie film producer. It was great. The videos dropped this morning. They're all on the YouTube channel. Please check out the videos. Give them a watch. Well worth it. And I think the funny thing was someone made this video a little too late, but I really think that it is worth checking out. There are videos I want to show from the convention that kind of give you the attitude.
It's gonna happen this weekend at LA Comic-Con.
We will take on the woke movies this weekend at Los Angeles Convention Center at LA Comic-Con. Be there.
I'm telling you right now.
That was so fun.
Yeah.
Do you have any let's just for a little bit, and for those of you who showed up to the panels, thank you so much. We had our last panel on Sunday. It was amazing why 99% of movies today are garbage. Packed room, and then Kevin Smith had a panel right after us. Now he was just the moderator of the panel.
It wasn't advertised.
It wasn't really advertised, but so he gets some slack on that. But I was really impressed with the turnout, and just it's great to meet people in person who support the channel. I got to meet Project Egg Roll. Project Egg Roll. Hung out with Carolyn from the Ripaverse and X-Ray Girl. X-Ray Girl knows how to party. Let's just
Jared
say,
is too. I mean,
yeah, no, all of them know how to party. So that was kind of crazy.
by the way, I made Kara eat chicken feet.
So you guys went to dim sum
Yeah, we
and
went to
had
dim sum.
chicken feet. What the heck?
What the heck? You must have had chicken feet.
I have never had chicken feet.
Oh my god.
I've never had chicken feet, but here's a couple of videos. I think I can just share this comment on this. This is what it was like to be at the convention. Look at how crazy this was. This was Saturday. It was nuts. This is the DC gathering. No, excuse me, this is Marvel. DC was on Sunday.
So many Spider-Man.
This is like the end of Endgame, right? Like, so what they did is they do a Marvel cosplay like photo shoot, and it's all Spider-Man.
That rhino.
You know what? It was just so fun to be. The cosplay is on point. Dragon Con is still better. I do think that like Dragon Con is better in terms of cosplay, in terms of the clever cosplay. But LA Comic Con, when it comes to cosplay, is actually, I would say, almost better than San Diego Comic Con. So I've got another video file to share. Do you have anything else you want to share, Alan?
Oh, from Comic-Con? Yeah, no, only that those are great panels. And it'd be awesome.
Here's another. Here's just like a closer look. If you look, it's like one of those like George Perez will illustrate a comic cover, and like behind someone. Look at the rhino. Look at that rhino costume right down there. Amazing, amazing. So, yeah, no, we had a great time, a lot of fun. And we'll do it again next year. They have moved LA Comic Con to early October. So this year, because of Award This, that's another thing there. But I want to thank everybody who came out. I want to thank you all. So really appreciate it. We will be doing it again. And I will, my promise to you is next time when we do panels, because I put a lot of work into booking those panels, getting all the logistics, I'll make sure that we have good audio next time. I'll make sure. So there you go. All right. Lastly, before we actually we got to get to Lady Ballers.
Yeah.
But one last thing is join us at Award This. It is this weekend, this Sunday, is our annual event celebrating independent film. Tickets are still available for our overflow room, so you still come to the party. You can see the event. And I have a major announcement. You ready for this? Lila Hart is our host for the evening. Comedian Lila Hart. You can get discount tickets. Go to awardthis.com. Use the discount code FilmThreat20 to save 20% off tickets right now. We will be screening it on YouTube a few days after the event. But you can attend. Alan will be there. I will be there. Lila Hart will be there. John Bailey, epic voice guy, is going to be there. And I really hope you come check it out. At the very least, watch it on YouTube. That's why I'm wearing my Award This shirt. Do you have one, Alan?
I don't.
All right.
Did you send me? Where's the one you sent me?
What, did I send you one?
No.
I don't remember. It's the anti-Hollywood indie film award show.
Oh, hey. Oscars, huh? Oscars can suck it! I don't even have a penis. Watch Award This at awardthis.com.
So if you've never been there, we review on the website about 2,000 movies. Okay. 2,000 films. Of the 2,000, 75 were nominated in categories spanning from best pop culture documentary. There's a documentary about Dave Stevens. There's a documentary called Batman and Me. All pop culture documentary, film about filmmaking, indie sci-fi, indie horror, indie comedy, all independent film. Join us there. This the last time I'm going to bug you about it, but please make sure to check out the show.
Independent filmmaking sucks ass.
God.
Never give up the dream!
Here's to independent film.
Thank you.
This is to all the dreamers.
We love you. Thank you.
It's a honor. It's fucking awesome.
We did it! Vindication! What the is this?
It's time to award this.
Well, there you go. It's going to be a lot of fun. Alan, any thoughts?
It's going to be great. I mean, I've been posting the reviews of all the nominees over the last few weeks. And this is a good lineup this year.
I feel like now we've reached the point in our relationship. You did that. You didn't even tell me you were going to do it.
Yep.
You didn't ask me. It was just a great idea. And you thought, I'm going to do this. It's like,
yes. Well, I am the editor in chief.
Well, no, but what I mean is that's good. That's good to get the word out.
Yeah.
So I just want to say thank you for that, Alan. Yeah. That was great. It's like we're a married couple now. You're my work wife, and vice versa.
You're my Huckleberry.
There you go. All right. Hey, it's time, folks. It's time actually to. Oh, we have a couple super chat. Let's get to the super chats.
Yeah.
Then we're going right into Lady Ballers. Okay. So stick around. Red French Moon for €5 says, Bonjour from France. Love the banter between you two and your discussions. French cinema is taking bad notes from Hollywood, and 99% is de la merde here. I know what merde means.
Sounds like sugar or something sweet.
It's actually the opposite of that, Alan. It's shit. Merde.
Oh, yeah.
Jean-Luc Picard has said merde on Star Trek The Next Generation, right?
Yes.
I would hope so.
The great French actor, Patrick Stewart.
Yeah. He's just the name of the character. I think inspired by Jean-Luc Godard. But thank you, Red French Moon. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. MK Solid 82, Anatomy of a Fall, one of the best French films that was released this year. MK Solid 82 for $4.99. Guys, I hope the Disney Files story really shakes up the internet. I'm sincerely hoping that Alan becomes the Asian Ronan Farrow. Best of luck. Well,
yeah, I don't know that we're gonna go that far, but the hope is we'll have part 1 come out by the middle of next week.
Before the holidays kick in.
That's the hope. Where the chapter 1 is basically we're gonna do the downfall of John Lasseter. We're gonna open up that one,
as told not by the mainstream trade press.
Exactly.
There's there are more details that were not known to people, and you're gonna learn them.
And the reason I mention it now is because there's some gaps we want to fill in, especially regarding How did staff take the news, and then what was kind of the fallout from it?
That's interesting. There were many witnesses to that event.
Yeah,
So
and
we're
if any
covered
of you
on
guys
that.
want to reach out to us and give us kind of your perspective or the perspective of your coworkers, that would be amazing.
Yeah, go to filmthreat.com/contact and you can that is emails both Alan and I. Red French Moon for €2 says de la merde means it's shit. Lol. Matthew Hammond. Hey Matthew. I feel like every show I watch, Matthew Hammond is lurking. I tagged you two on the Christmas vacation post. Hey, thanks, Matthew. I will check it out after the show. Wheelie2077, does Alan need permission? Well, we don't need permission, but we need verification because
he's talking about the posting the reviews of the nominations of the
Oh, right. No, you don't need permission.
Do I need permission to do my job, basically?
No. Just like I was so delighted. I was so tickled when you did that. I'm like, it's like we have one brain now. But yeah, no, thank you, Wheelie2077. Football frequency for 5. Robert Meyer Burnett didn't give me what I paid for, and he pretty much doxed me 2 or 3 live shows in a row. He's a POS and not to be trusted. Really? Football frequency. What was it about? Did you send him
I have
info?
no idea what that's about.
Yeah, I don't know what it's about, and I'm sorry. Rob's been a good guy to me. So I don't know what to say, and my apologies on behalf. I'm sure there's a misunderstanding in there somewhere. Slim Jim 491 has become a YouTube member. Make sure to check after the show. From Rumble, Aid Ellis 24, Film Threat gave Lady Ballers a 7. The only other positive review on RT was friend of the channel, Christian Toto. Interesting. And Flav coming in hot for use a member 20 for 20 pounds says, now you've hit 100K. You can award yourself a lifetime achievement at Award This. If I win Euro Millions on Friday, I'll sponsor a category. Meanwhile, have a beer on me. Well, thank you. And we're going to save all the Lady Ballers talk until when we actually talk about Lady Ballers. So let's do it. We're going to pivot here just a sec.
It is amazing. She is the first female action hero ever in a movie.
Well, look, he's 19 years old. She's 32.
Whoa!
Some of our new subscribers might not be aware. Alan broke a chair when he was out of town at a film festival and literally smashed and destroyed the chair.
Yep. That was a moment.
In Film Threat history, one of the greatest moments. One of the greatest moments. We should put together, it'd be fun to put together like a video of like when they play like some sort of sad poppy song of like slow motion moments from doing the show. That could be kind of fun. Like I need to create more work for Glenn Brown.
I don't know who's going to do that.
Yeah. Who's going to do it? But Alan, let's talk about Lady Ballers. I watched it last week when it came out. Of course, that was after our show. Tell us the story. And Lady Ballers, everyone should know, this is a comedy that can only be seen if you have a subscription to the Daily Wire Plus. I don't know what a monthly subscription is. I can't imagine that it's more than the cost of one ticket to a movie.
I believe it's $14, something around there, $12 to $14.
That's about the cost of a ticket to a movie. But Alan, tell us the basic story behind Lady Ballers.
Yes, the Lady Ballers is the story of Coach Rob, played by Jeremy Boring, who happens to be the CEO of Daily Wire. I don't know if he's CEO, but I know he's up there on the top. And he plays the coach, and he's all about winning. And back when he was a high school coach, his team almost won the championships. And 15 years later, he's a disgraced, and he doesn't know what to do. He's a coach at a youth center, which is not very exciting for him. He finds an opportunity. He needs some money. He finds opportunity to compete in the global games, but he finds out that he can't sport a team because all the men's events have been filled up. But fortunately, his one of his old students is trans, and they let him in. I'm sorry, they let her in, and she competes and wins, and that gives them the idea to sport a lady basketball team made of trans women. I'm being very politically correct here, and some people kind of have a problem with that, but like the world today, no one else has a problem with it, and it's the misadventures of this coach. It's very much something you'd expect to come from the Daily Wire.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is a raunchy comedy that would have been made 15 years ago and no one would have cared. So
I don't know. I would say it's raunchy, but I would definitely say it's it digs into issues and digs deep, digs hard.
But well, I mean, it's in the vein of raunchy comedies like Slapshot, but it's taking something kind of ripped from the headlines, which is trans women in female sports, and it deals with that issue. One of the things that people might assume is that the movie is anti-trans, and that's actually not the case at all. It really isn't. The characters in the movie, all they want to do is take advantage of a loophole in the rules, which is men can play women's sports. That's all it is. They're not. In fact, I actually think the movie is fairly sensitive. Is this an interpretation that you would agree with, Alan?
Yeah, I mean, you're right in the sense that it's not anti-trans. It's anti-trans sports. It's anti-trans. It's against, trans women competing in women's sports, and that's essentially the whole point of the entire film.
I don't even know if it's overtly against it. It's like the characters don't care. The characters, like the morality of the characters. Coach Rob, played by Jeremy Boring, who is the head of the Daily Wire. He's like the CEO.
I don't know his exact position. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but he co-wrote, directed the film, and stars in the film. And the reason that he does it, along with other people, Ben Shapiro is a bit part as a referee. There are other people. Matt Walsh plays a character oddly named Chris. Okay, I get it. Who's this sort of vegan hippie girlfriend, boyfriend. Girlfriend. I got it right.
Lover.
The lover of Coach
Rob's ex-wife.
Ex-wife. Exactly. And then they have a daughter that he's trying to raise her and be as good a dad as he can under the circumstances. But the funny thing is, the daughter, who is like 8 years old, knows more about trans stuff than any of the adults. And goes through and gives them, it's in the trailer, gives a lesson of like, okay, you could just think you're a girl and you're a girl. You can say you're a girl and you're a girl. You just declare you're a girl. So taking all of these rules that have been established and just spelling them out, and they use her as their source of information, his young daughter, the source of information of like, well, how do we follow these rules and make sure everything's good? I'll say this. I like this kind of comedy. Raunchy comedy or comedies that challenge things. I've always had an affection for those. Slapshot, The Bad News Bears. I'm talking about sports comedies that are kind of raunchy and weird. Bad News Bears was one of my favorites growing up.
Mm-hmm.
They even made like a Bad News Bears Part 2. They made Bad News Bears Go to Japan. Those movies are funny. This is in the vein of those types of films. And the original Bad News Bears, I don't even think you could make that today. Walter Matthau's driving around in like a convertible, drinking beer and with a bunch of kids. No one's wearing seatbelts. I mean, it's like, it's pretty funny. Anyways.
Oh, and a girl is the pitcher. I mean, and they had a hard time, they're related issues here in terms of a girl playing boys sports.
But there's no, I mean, look, those movies didn't necessarily have an agenda, but because this comes from the Daily Wire, which is primarily a political commentary streaming service, you can subscribe to it and you get all the shows from their pundits and documentaries, which tie into the values of the Daily Wire, which is conservative. I'm not going to say necessarily Republican or right wing, but definitely conservative values. And therein lies the problem for me, I think. And it's unfortunate. I think this movie actually could have done well. The thing is this, they're selling it to people who already agree with a lot of the things talked about in the film, and it even kind of spoofs other stuff happening on the other side of the aisle, right? Which is fine. But the thing is, you're just preaching to the converted. This is a great thing if you're already a Daily Wire subscriber, but is anyone who's like, I don't care about politics, right? I just like a funny movie. Am I going to subscribe to that for 1 month just to watch one movie? I mean, I guess, actually I've done that before.
You just did, didn't you?
Right. But I mean, I've done it before for other streaming services like Shudder. I subscribed to Shudder around Halloween. I've subscribed to Full Moon Entertainment, Troma Now, specifically to watch a couple different movies. And those are Troma and Full Moon are like $5.
Yeah.
So
and Full Moon pushes out a lot of content, new movies every month.
There's always new stuff. So I don't know that I agree. If they really want to have an impact on the culture, this movie could have opened in some theaters. Now, the cultural.
I was gonna say my review of this would have been, Lady Ballers was made for Daily Wire subscribers and not for teenage girls.
Yeah,
I mean that's the reality of it. This movie exists solely for its audience, and
right.
And I have issues whether it can reach an audience outside of that, and I don't think it can.
That's the question I have. So there's a couple things, and we'll get to like, look, it's funny. Is it funny consistently? That's hard for great comedians to keep it funny consistently. The movie's an hour 45. It should have been 90 minutes. So it's already too long. There's a button at the end that killed it for me. I was like, oh, I like
kind of the moralizing button. Hey,
you didn't need it. You didn't need it. They should have cut it. The other thing is because they couldn't get Hollywood actors to appear in this, even Hollywood actors who've already been canceled. I saw an interview where Jeremy Boring was talking about this. They could not even get people who were already canceled to be in this movie. So what they did was, like Jeremy Boring, he plays the lead. Matt Walsh is a character. Ben Shapiro, what's her name? Brett Cooper.
Brett Cooper.
Michael Knowles.
Candace Owens is in the
Candace Owens is in it. Like, look, I'm familiar with them. They're on YouTube and they're big. I like the Brett Cooper shows. Very, very funny. I like her show. All she does is read comments on cultural things that pop. And here's the shocking thing. They're all very good. They're good. It's like, it shows you now. Is it Shakespeare? No. Is it a drama? No. This is a dumb comedy that is definitely rooted in its tone, knows what it is, and on that level, it hits it. So it worked for me. I think I would put it between a 6 and a 7 if I had to give it like a final rating. But the fact that like they got technically non-actors, podcasters, and pundits who could act in a comedy at this level and actually make it work based on the strength of the script is a testament to like what it says is maybe acting's not that big of a deal. Maybe acting is not really that big of a deal that they could waltz in, walk on a set, and actually, be entertaining for, a 3-minute scene or whatever. And it kind of works. I rank it like a 6 or a 7. I wanted to like it more. I think it's 10 to 15 minutes too long, but it's not as controversial as I think it could be in terms of when you actually watch the movie. Because the characters themselves, they're only on a mission to win. They're selfish. They're doing this for selfish reasons. They're not doing it to change any sort of social issue or whatever. The characters within the film are like, we want to win $5,000. We just want to win money. We're kind of greedy. And so here's a loophole. We can do it. So you see it from their perspective.
All right, let me give you my perspective.
All right, let's hear it. Okay, sorry. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I didn't like this movie.
Okay.
I'll tell you what I appreciate about the movie, and I think why comedy is so important is because this movie asks a lot of questions and brings to the forefront a lot of questions and problems people have with the trans athlete movement. And this movie brings it out. And I think comedy is really the only way to do it at this point, and I appreciate it for that. But as a comedy and as a movie, I found myself bored. I did not, I can't say that I laughed. out loud at any moment. It's a lot of the head nodding. The things that I found funny was the brave and beautiful. Every time they would talk about the trans athlete, it's like, she's brave, she's beautiful, and just over and over again. I would say Matt Walsh is probably the best thing in this movie. But the big problem for me, there's two major problems as a comedy. Is there's not really a likable character in it. I mean, Coach Rob, Jeremy Boring, he's supposed to be, you just don't. He's not a likable character from beginning to end. And I think, and the if of course there's a redemption arc in it, but it just seems kind of forced at the end, and it's just they're just hammering away at the same joke over and over again. And the other thing is, the comedy itself is, there's the political satire, which was good, but then you have to fill out the rest of the movie with other stuff. And I just felt like, when whoever wrote the movie, it's just a writer's room where people were saying, hey, wouldn't it be funny if we did this? And then someone says, yeah, and let's do this, and let's do this. And it becomes, and rather than having kind of an outside voice to say, maybe we need to tone that down a bit, or maybe we need to make it relatable. The movie felt like it was a series of inside jokes. And I'll give you the prime example. It's that classic, hey, let's bring the band back together. There's a whole scene where they have to bring back the old players, and they're in these weird situations. And the problem was it was just too weird, and it was unrelatable, and it was being weird for the sake of being weird. And so I found myself just not, feeling like they could have done a whole lot better job. Feeling like that sometimes you need to kind of roll things back and embrace, traditional comedy in terms of how you set up jokes, how you create characters. And so, I just, I don't think I'd ever watch this movie again. But again, the positive is I appreciate the fact that we're willing to tackle a subject that A, will get you canceled, and B, will we live in a world where we're walking on eggshells when it comes to this whole trans issue, and here's a movie that's just willing to stomp on those eggs, and I appreciate it for that.
Yeah, I agree. I like, if a topic is taboo, or if someone says you can't say that, that's usually
then you should say it.
Then you should say it. Yeah,
exactly.
You should definitely say it.
I mean, that's been the tradition of comedy. When
right.
If there's something you can't say, comedy is a great way to say it.
Well, I give them credit for doing this film. Like I said, for me, it's like a 6 or a 7. And I think most of that credit has to do with the fact that they actually took this on as a topic. So
I give it a 5.
You get a 5. Okay. So I give it a 6.5 because I'm and the thing is this, part of it is I'm starved for a good comedy. Yeah. I'm like in the desert. I'm in the desert, walking in the desert, and I can see there's a Budweiser. I would probably drink a Budweiser if I was in the desert because I hadn't had beer or I'm thirsty or whatever. And that's kind of what this kind of comedy is. And we're just not getting it. It's and even like Todd Phillips, who's coming out with the Joker 2 next year. He said you can't do comedies now. You just can't do comedies, and it's really disheartening.
Well, I mean, I would only disagree in the fact that as you can, but it will be as an independent film because no studio would do it, and no real comedy. The comedy is, the wokeness has killed comedy, and the big studios have to stay within those parameters, while indie can, Donnie's Bar Mitzvah, for crying out loud.
Yes.
When you have no restraints because you're an indie filmmaker, you have no restraints, which makes it great. Right. I would also say that, I didn't necessarily like Vice because it was, the left. This is basically the left going after a political issue. This is the exact same thing. It's the right going after a political issue. And I think both movies failed to capture the nuances of it and to try to at least cross the aisles without going, I'm just saying they're at the extreme ends, but I kind of want to see it a little more in the middle.
Well, everything politically is so polarized that that, you know, reasonable conversations about these issues, I think, are almost impossible. People are staunch and sort of locked into their position, no matter which side of the aisle it is. And maybe humor is the best way to deal with some of these issues.
Yeah.
So I give them credit for it. At the same time, it may not have as big of a cultural impact as it could have if it were available on more platforms. Let's go to your chat comments and questions here. We'll start with super chats. Got a bunch here. Willie the Monkey King's music for 5. Question to Mr. Gore and Ng. What are some of the good resources for animators to look to create an animated short or web series? Alan?
Yeah, if you're a beginner, I would go to Adobe Character Builder and Adobe Animate. $50 a month, and the tools are there. And there's plenty of videos on YouTube to walk you through how to do it.
Gotcha. Sean Who for 742 says Daily Wire is currently $14.99 a month. Also, its All Access Pass is currently on sale for $16.58 a month. Yeah. Well, there you go. And let's see. Football Frequency has another comment for 10. Very generous. Thank you for support. This is all about, I see your chat, Football Frequency, but this is something, it's you're talking about something that's on another channel. I'm not the person you have a problem with. So I really would just prefer, you don't need to super chat us. Just you know, you'll have to take it up with that person because I don't know any of the specifics. Yeah. But thank you. That's very generous. You're a member. Hey, you're welcome here. We do the best we can with our members, but because you're really asking a question that's about another channel, so I can't really help you. You know, it's like calling Costco because you have a problem with Walmart. I can't. So what can you say? But thank you, Football Frequency. I know you've been around for a while and we appreciate it. So thanks. Ban Brindle Beard 3 for 199 says, did you enjoy the Fincher series Mindhunter? I only watched the first episode and it's one of those things. It's a lapse in things I know I should watch. I've heard great things about it. Alan?
Yeah, I've seen the first season and it is very good. You know,
yeah, I've heard a lot of praise about it.
And I think the dad from Iron Claw's in it. So.
Oh my God.
I just saw that movie last night, yesterday afternoon. It is great.
We need to do, we're not going to have time.
The embargo lifts next Wednesday. So that's the earliest we could talk.
We'll do a full review, Alan and I discussing it. This movie, I can't wait to see it again. Well,
it's funny because we got the screener an hour after I saw it.
It's so dumb.
Beverly Hills.
But yeah, we're talking about the Iron Claw, which is the Zac Efron movie about the Von Erichs, and oh my God. Yeah. More comments here, super chat here. Josh L for 499. I agree with a 6 for Lady Ballers. Some genuine laughs. I had some genuine laughs, but each scene meandered too much. Mm-hmm. The jokes should have been faster paced and the movie shorter. Yeah, had they cut 10 to 15 minutes, it just would have, and you don't even need to cut any scenes in the movie. Just cut things quicker. And they could have added, I did like that they had a lot of physical humor that was just dumb. The only other thing I would object to is Ted Cruz. What's he doing in this movie? I mean,
honestly, I didn't get the joke. I didn't get the joke.
I mean, whatever. Although it's not like he's the only politician that's ever been in a movie. Who was the actor? It's was it a senator who was in
Fred Thompson?
The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight.
There's a scene where the Joker is sort of busts a Wayne Manor party or a Wayne Tower party, and there's a guy there who's he's no longer in politics, but at the time. Anyways, yeah, Josh, yeah, I agree. Like, also, it's like this is the thing. I like this kind of movie. I like movies like Lady Ballers. I like raunchy or weird comedies that take risks. I like stuff like that. So
but at the same time, I like it when they're clever in those risks. And I just, felt like shooting at fish here.
No,
fish in a bear.
You know what? And the thing is this, like, having watched Matt Walsh, because obviously we were one of the few outlets to actually review What is a Woman. I think he's genuinely funny in kind of a Stephen Wright way. Do you know who Stephen Wright is?
Yeah.
Stephen Wright. He's
Yeah,
just this
you, Chris. It's
deadpan. I don't know that you know everything I know. No, you're a student of comedy. That was dumb to even ask.
I know who Emo Phillips is.
I've met Emo Phillips.
I know. Just saying.
I know
who Gallagher is.
Oh my God. All right. So Stephen Wright, I love Stephen Wright. The humor of Stephen Wright. He never smiles. He's just deadpan. And that's sort of the Matt Walsh tone he kind of plays a person that's completely the opposite of him. And
you're talking about Stacey Abrams, right? Is that
not Stacey Abrams? That was Star Trek. That was Star Trek. I'm gonna look.
So there's an actual politician in
the Dark Knight. Am I gonna have to look it up while we're sitting here? I'm gonna look it up. Like, who is the politician? What was his name? And he's someone. He's sort of Patrick Leahy.
Oh, okay.
Patrick Leahy.
Wow,
he has been Senator Patrick Leahy.
That's a deep cut there.
No, U.S. Senator Patrick Leahy has been in 5 of the Batman movies. He is a huge Batman fan. He's been mostly in the background. In The Dark Knight, he's featured. The Joker, Heath Ledger's Joker, comes up to him with a knife and he has a line, an exchange with Heath Ledger. But he is a huge Batman fan. He retired this year. He's a senator from Vermont. So there you go. Senator Patrick Leahy. Yeah, there you go. Alex Van Way. Why did you say anything? I'm looking it up. That was Senator Patrick Leahy, and that was more because he was a massive Batman fan than his politics, although being a Dem probably helped get the access, says Alex Van Way, who's a member. Well, thank you, Alex. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
Continuing.
Hold on. Yeah. Harry Anders, I'm very impressed, Alan, knowing that former Senator Fred Thompson, who used to be in a bunch of action movies from the 80s. He was also on Law and Order for a while.
I think it's also like Alan and I are, we're a little older. We've got maybe a little bit more life experience and we're nearly the same age. So we kind of know the same stuff. It was dumb of me to ask if you knew who Stephen Wright was. I was trying to reference his style of comedy.
By the way, when I voted for the first time, I voted for an actor for president.
Who's that?
Yeah, I wonder. Jimmy Carter, or was it?
That was back when California was a red state.
Yeah.
In our lifetime. Hey, super chat dropped here from Thanatophoric for 5. Centrist dude here. Been a while since I had a good mean laugh in a movie. Lady Ballers had some good moments. Matt Walsh stole the show.
Yeah, Matt Walsh was great.
Matt Walsh stole the show. Yeah. But yeah, I just think it's hilarious that podcasters and pundits can be decent actors in a movie. Like it really shows you like maybe acting is not this sort of big secret hard thing to do, right? Like it's like this mysterious talent. Although I'm always impressed that someone can two things that impress me about actors. One, being able to cry on command and emote. And number 2, being able to memorize dialogue. When I was working for G4, I'd have like producers that are like, okay, and then here's what you say, and I'd be like, I can't memorize 5 paragraphs. I'm not an actor. I'm a TV host and I talk about pop culture.
Yeah. By the way,
throw me off.
One of the early films I reviewed at Film Threat when I started writing here was it was a movie, a comedy starring Michael Knowles, and he played an Italian who got a role in brownface. He was playing a Mexican, and he gets caught later on in the movie.
What is that movie? Do you remember
the name of it?
Oh my God. Well, aspiring actor, host is there. You go. Eric, thank you, Thanatophoric. Eric Shosted. It needed more boobs to get Alan's approval.
Yes, 100%.
I would say this sounds weird to say. It's a hard PG-13. If this movie were R-rated, I just don't think the Daily Wire would make it. I mean, a lot of those guys are Christian, right? Like,
I don't know. Ben Shapiro definitely isn't Christian.
Well, I know that. I know
Oh, the movie.
that.
Yeah. The movie was.
Sorry about. I just had to. What were you gonna say?
Oh, the movie was
What
called.
can I get for you, sir?
A boob. At least one.
Great choice.
Sorry about that. I didn't mean to.
I'm
didn't
trying
mean
to
to.
promote a movie. It's called Holly Weird.
Holly Weird is the name of the
Yeah.
movie. That's crazy.
Yeah, it follows two Latino filmmakers, and they cast this guy who just stepped off the bus from Cuba. That person is Michael Knowles, or played by Michael Knowles, and then later we find out that he's not Cuban. He's not even Latino.
Whoa! A bunch of super chats just dropped. Red French Moon for €5. Did you watch the GTA 6 trailer? Yes, I did. Looks great. I'm not excited. Why? 2025? GTA 6, Grand Theft Auto 6, they dropped a trailer. It looks like open world, crazy. You got boats, you've got all these different environments. Like, I mean, like, it looks amazing, but it's coming in 2025. I'm all about Dune in March. But yeah, it's a modern Bonnie and Clyde story. I think I'm in for it. Visually, it's stunning, but let's hope they stay true. A Red French Moon, I am all in. Lead Wall for 5 says, watching Landscape with Invisible Hand after you recommended it on the Nooner. Loving it so far. Thanks for the recommendation. Loved Lady Ballers. Thank you, Leadwall. By the way, do me a favor, Leadwall. Can you please convince Gary to watch a movie I recommend? I recommend little indie movies all the time. I recommend RRR. Gary didn't go see it. I recommended A Disturbance in the Force. We're talking to the filmmaker on Friday. That's the documentary about the making of the Star Wars holiday special. And Landscape with Invisible Hand, I think probably one of the best science fiction movies this year. When you're probably not finished watching it, Leadwall. Talk to me later. I want to hear what you thought. I'm distracted. Ms. Peacoffee has an incredibly cute dog in the background.
Oh.
And I'm totally distracted. Look at how cute the dog is. Oh my, I didn't realize your dog was that cute.
Yeah, all tiny dogs are cute.
Oh, that's great.
Right.
You know what? It reminds me of Ren and Stimpy. It's
Look
Ren
at my
from Ren and
beautiful
Stimpy.
lazy dog right there.
Oh my God. Well, how's Molly doing? That's great. But yeah, thank you. Leadwall, I always try, like, I feel like I want to do a segment called Dr. Gore, where you come to me with your problem and then I prescribe a movie for you to watch that addresses the problem, whether, you just went through a breakup, lost your job, struggling with family strife. I can prescribe a movie that will address the very issue you're struggling with.
I will also throw out Pod Generation.
Pod Generation is a great. I like Landscape better. I think they're the ideas, but I can't wait. I'm gonna watch that again. I actually bought the movie.
Yeah.
So
by the way,
I bought a lot of things when they're on sale on Vudu. Yeah.
By the way, if you want a good political satire, American Fiction, which comes out next week.
Oh, we're gonna talk American Fiction next week.
We all need to see that one.
Holy cow! As is Dead Chicken for 50 says, Merry Christmas to you both. I will always support the choice to stay free and free speech. Off topic, are you looking forward to the new season of Reacher? I'm looking first of all, yes, and I will not get to see it. I'm going to have to because Alan and I have so many movies to watch. We were going over we have to watch all these movies before the end of the year, right? Yes. So we will watch it for sure. Thank you. That's incredibly generous. And Merry Christmas to you. I don't know if you can see right here. Wait, no, it's the other side. It's over here. No, here.
What?
No. Here is my Christmas tree. Sorry, I'm watching myself.
See, what you do is you remember where you actually put it, and then you point to it.
Yeah, it's right there.
There's my dog. There's my TV.
Anyways, that's the Christmas tree from the Peanuts Christmas special. How are your decorations coming, Alan?
Oh yeah. Well, look, there's my Flurkin egg, right there. My daughter made her boyfriend buy it for her for $40.
Breaking news. Alan is pro 2A
Yes, I am.
because he has a daughter who has a boyfriend.
The same one from last time.
Oh, well, there you go. Oh,
So,
okay.
you met him.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why I needed the extra badge that I didn't really think about.
Oh, well, that's cool, man. I mean,
Yeah, but
we try to help each other out.
like we're giving ourselves till this weekend, and then we'll make it a winter shelving system.
Just decorate for the holiday. I did it.
Yes.
You should
Well, look, Thanksgiving. Look at that. There's a chicken there. There's a turkey. There's a flurkin.
Not
There's
enough.
leaves.
Not enough. And Football Frequency comes in for 10, says, that's fair. Real comedy is coming. The Killer Mermaid is my constant endeavor. New edgy is woke. Old edgy is walk back to where you came from. Mine is a wild leap off the path. It's the hope we need. And I think, Alan, maybe this is why I think we're both pretty optimistic people generally. I mean, would that be a fair assessment?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean,
almost to a fault.
Yeah, almost to a fault, because I'm like, you know what? Okay. Those first 2 Star Wars sequel movies were bad. The last one, there's going to be a reason that they did all these things. It's all going to come together in that 9th Star Wars movie. I can't wait. That's how optimistic I am.
Yeah, remember when She-Hulk said She-Hulk's going to get better.
Right. No, I was like hopeful, like, oh, they have a flawed, unlikable female character. They haven't done that before. All the female characters are the bestest ever. And then it's like, no, it didn't change.
I mean, Madison. They brought out Madison, and
I've dated Madison before, and not the actual one. I'm like, girls like that. Get in, nerds.
I mean, independent film. It's not going to come out. Hollywood doesn't love you. Hollywood doesn't care about you. Independent film does.
100%. Get in, nerds. For £5 says, did you see Now Hiring 2014? Really good superhero movie made for $100,000. Available to stream. Better than the Marvels. Well done on 100,000 subscribers. Well, thank you for that.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. We do appreciate it. Now that we have more people watching, we should show the video that this is the 100,000 subscribers celebration video that Glenn Brown, our producer, made.
Yo, Adrian! I did it!
I am never going to get tired of watching it. We got to post that on our Instagram.
You do look like Ken Jeong, though.
How do I look like Ken Jeong? No, I do not.
Yo, Adrian! I did it!
What's weird is how...
Come on, Chad. You know I'm right.
I think you look so good as the female romantic lead. Something we're not getting in movies anymore, unfortunately. Thank you for that. All right. Congrats.
By the way, check the last starred.
Hey,
there you go.
Chrissy Mayer says congrats on 100,000 nerds. Thank you so much, Chrissy. Appreciate that. I'll see you. I think Chrissy is going to be in San Diego in January. I'm going to come see you, Chrissy.
All right. Yeah. Let me know if you're going. I'll hop aboard.
We could carpool down.
Yeah.
All right. I'll go with you. Thanks, Chrissy. Appreciate that. So that's awesome.
Because I know something's going to happen during that show that no one's going to expect.
Wait, he says he does look like Ken Jeong, says
I know.
There. Well, you and I saw Ken Jeong a couple days ago at a awards event. Yeah, fine, I'll take it. I look like Ken Jeong. I'll take it. Wait, what am I doing? Okay, sorry about that. Okay.
No.
Yes. Okay, Chrissy Mayer. The 5th and 6th of January at the San Diego Mic Drop. Go to chrissymayer.com for tickets. I'm trying to do your shtick, Chrissy. Get tickets to the show. Those are what, Friday and Saturday? Figure it out. I'm just,
yes.
Yeah, I'm going to drive down. I have family that lives in Orange County. I'll probably crash with them and then head down. You and I could go down together.
Yeah, you'll be passing me getting to.
I'll pass you. I'll pass you.
Yeah,
Well, let's just arrange it together.
Yeah.
We'll save on parking. Awesome.
Yeah,
Thanks,
they don't charge for parking in San Diego.
Come spend January 6th with your favorite January 6th.
Oh, hey.
Oh my God.
That'd be a great.
Oh my God. Yeah, we're gonna avoid that discussion, but not everything is as it seems. Let's just say that. Not everything is as it seems. All right, continuing with your comments and questions. That's what we're filled with that today. I like Wednesdays are more chill because we can actually talk to each other. It's fun. Mr. Battle, conservatives can be just as funny as leftists. This is more of a case of not having access to Hollywood. Hollywood used to be an even split between right and left, but around the 50s, leftists, is there more to it?
Right,
But
so
around
leftists took over. I mean, definitely when I was watching TV and movies, there was always a liberal bent to things.
But it seemed more balanced. It just seemed more balanced in terms of, I mean, you look at people like, I'm not going to speak for them and their politics, but Clint Eastwood, Kevin Costner, among others, at least there was sort of a morality that we could agree upon between one side of the aisle and the other. There was a middle ground morality of these things are bad and these things are good. And now we're at a place where things are more divided today than they've ever been, not just politically, but along racial lines. And it's disgusting. I have never seen more racial division in my life, like since I've been alive. And it's really disheartening to see.
Yeah. I mean, we were at the CCA Black, Latino, and AAPI celebration, or the non-white celebration. And it was interesting to listen to the young actors versus the older veteran actors.
Right.
And, like Sheryl Lee Ralph just gave the speech, about how, the struggle she went through. But her whole thing was she overcame them. She, as opposed to, I was felt marginalized because I was the only non-white person in a white group. There's just this different perspective that the young and the old have that are just polar opposites.
It's weird. If you just sort of treat people like people, nobody cares.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody cares. We all have our own struggles. We all have our own struggles that are just wired in to what we do on a daily basis. And this whole ranking and hierarchy when it comes to identity is stupid. And I feel like if you're buying into that, you are, what is it? Candace Owens said, if you choose to be a victim, you become your own oppressor.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely.
And did she say it or somebody else? In any case, there's certain things that pop in my head. If you choose to be a victim, you become your own oppressor. And look, I could sit here and I could choose to be a victim about a lot of things in my life. I choose not to. And I choose to be around people that don't have that philosophy. The victim mentality is it's not going to propel you to success in life, no matter what you're trying to achieve. Chrissy Mayer says, just watched Drinker's review of Lady Ballers. It was very fair. I think ours was fair. I think you gave it a 5. I gave it like a 6.
Yeah.
I
mean, I wish
what?
I wish it was funnier. I wish it was more clever.
I wish it was short. I think if it was shorter, it would have felt funnier. But the hour 45, nope. Comedies should be 90 minutes. My documentary, Attack of the Doc, 90 minutes. We struggled with it. It was just like, some stuff's going to have to not be in the movie. It's just, it ended up being like 89 minutes, 88 minutes. But like, those are choices. It forces you to really use what's on screen. Everything's got to be important. And I think the movie's 15 minutes too long. But yeah, thanks, Chrissy. Always, I watch Chrissy. I was watching Mayor in the Morning this morning. She talks about a lot of stuff that's kind of gossipy stuff that I'm personally interested in, but I would never talk about it on her channel. But and Simpcast, shout out to Simpcast.
Yeah.
So, which is Sunday nights. I kind of flip between, please don't judge. I flip between Simpcast and whatever.
I can't watch whatever.
It gets tired, but I watch them both. I'm sorry. Suns and Shadows, thank you for 5. Congrats on 100,000. Our humble channel close to 300. Thank you for the inspiration and continued integrity with your channel and work. Subscribe to Suns and Shadows. Let's get them to 1,000. Suns and Shadows. Got 1,000 people watching. Go to the channel. Let's see what kind of a bump we can get to Suns and Shadows. Thank you for your support. Live comedy shows are also ideal at 90 minutes. True. Your headliner is what? About an hour? Your opener, like 7 minutes. How do they do that? You've got your host. Yeah, live comedy shows, 90 minutes. That's what people, you're drinking, Yeah, Norman, thank you, Chrissy. God, it's great. We have Chrissy in the chat.
Yeah.
Celebrities watch our show now, Alan. Larry, who's a member, says
and
Norman
instructions.
Lear, but Norman Lear dead at 101. That's sad. Also Ralph Cirilla. You might know who this is.
Yeah, I know Ralph.
Ralph Cirilla from the Howard Stern Show. I did a show with him at SiriusXM called Geek Time. This was in 2013, 2014. I would always visit. He would have me as a recurring guest on the show.
Yes, I heard you on Geek Time, by the way. Yeah,
so I was the co-host with Ralph, and I would also fly into New York whenever I did a junket. G4 would fly me in for a junket. I'd take the red eye so I could do Geek Time in the morning. I wouldn't even go to a hotel. I'd just go directly from the airport to the studio at like 6 a.m. and got a tour of SiriusXM studio, got to meet everybody there. Gary Delabate, Baba Booey, and really sad news about Ralph Cirilla.
What did he pass from?
I don't know. I've been on a live stream this whole time. I had my friend Mark Atkinson, who's an actor, text me, said, because we're all Stern fans. And he texted me like, have you heard about Ralph? And I couldn't believe it. I just haven't I've been on live streams since 10 a.m. with Gary. So I'm going to reach out, but thanks to everyone. If everyone was a fan, they come in threes. We got Norman Lear, Ralph Cirilla, and yeah.
No, I saw the name. I can't find it.
Yeah. More super chats flying in here, so we're gonna go to those first. No Soup for Knowles says for $4.99 says my friends and I were extras in Lady Ballers and made it into the trailer. So I'm basically the star of the film. No need to clap. I will clap for you. No Soup for Knowles. You must be a Michael Knowles fan. There's all these weird rivalries that I kind of see on social media where so-and-so doesn't like this person. I mean, I think it's all in good fun. But yeah, that's cool. I don't know. I'm sure they shot in Nashville. Isn't that where they're based? In Nashville?
I believe so. He passed from a rare lymphoma.
Oh my God.
It's according to Entertainment Weekly.
Oh my God. Yeah, I just, we would text every once in a while, usually during San Diego Comic-Con. He had me on as a guest. We did live shows from Comic-Con. He was always a big supporter of mine, and God, it just sucks. It just sucks. I'm gonna have to reach out to some people I know on the show. But thank you. Hey, you're a star. And I will clap. Bad Gamergate for 5, who's also a member, says, since I upgraded to a 4K box set, I decided to watch Superman, the movie, for the first time in about 20 years. Never saw the 142 minutes pass by. Yeah, that movie, well, there's different cuts of that movie. You probably saw the special edition, the Donner cut. So there you go. But yeah, I have to get that. That's new. Thank you, Bad Gamergate. And Nickel Junkie Uminaka for $9.99 said Disney's 2016 film Zootopia, which is an allegory about implicit bias and racism, hired activist Shakti Butler and her cohorts as consultants. I believe that she is patient zero for all this woke. Well, let's just say this. It's not going to be in the first article of the D-Files, but articles coming forward, that will be a big part of it. Alan, you and I will talk.
Yeah, I mean, we're starting with John Lasseter because that seemed to be the first sign that things were not going well at Disney.
Right. Well, thank you for the tip. That should be a part of it on the timeline. As is Dead Chicken for 5. How dare you forget about the passing of the amazing star Az?
Well, that's right. Az was the third one.
Az was the third one. Some people actually, I watch the Real BBC every week, which I love. It's like hanging out with, those guys. And I really enjoy the conversation. But yeah, he said he actually got messages from people afraid that he had passed away. So,
well, I'm disappointed that the FNT crew didn't show more emotion.
Yeah, Gary was like almost like giddy. It was weird. But there you go.
That's sad. That's very sad.
I love Az. Matthew Hammond for $4.99. I hope you two get seats next to Chrissy's FBI Minders on January 6th. Keep your phone ready if they take her down on stage. Yeah. Yeah, I have her album live from January 6th. Isn't that the name of the first album? I'm sure she's working on another one.
Yeah. And they arrested someone at the premiere of Lady Ballers for some January 6th kind of.
Are you kidding?
Shenanigans. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Is that real?
That is real. Yeah.
That's horrible.
I know.
JTPRX says Jeremy Boring said he went to many actors that were conservative, canceled, or just might want to do a comedy. And he said a lot of them declined. Yeah. I mean, it's disheartening, but that's the way it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the way it is.
Well, yeah. I mean, look at Danny Trejo when he did the Adam Carolla cartoon. And there's a lot of famous actors in that one as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Joseph says it had some good stuff. The Matt Walsh character is funny. I'll tell you why it's funny, but I know people like that. I have seen people like that who have the hair, who are like super spiritual, but they kind of see themselves, see themselves as better than you because they're spiritual. I don't know.
Well, he's also got deadpan down perfectly.
Yes, Stephen Wright. There you go. Thanks, Joseph. From Rumble, $8.24 says Matt Wallace was actually pretty funny in his own deadpan kind of way. Is it funny? Says Bunny Rabbit. Is it funny? We're talking about.
I mean,
we talked
funny
about
moments.
Yeah. Oh, Chrissy Mayer says they arrested Siaka Masakwai. Who's that?
He's from my understanding, he's a big GOP leader here in California,
and
I believe it was just some stupid. They seem to be arresting January 6 people for the lamest reasons, and they're all misdemeanors. They're not even felonies that they're being arrested for.
Well, good use of my tax dollars. I really want all.
Well, fortunately, all crime has been eliminated, and so they can chase after these things.
Yes. All obviously, there's no crime in the United States now, so they have time to waste on this. Look, I don't like being forced to talk about this stuff. I mean, I'll talk about it randomly, but yeah, I think we're living through a dark time in our history right now, and it's disconcerting. But yeah, that's bizarre. Off the Corner says I wanted to like it, but I couldn't get through the first 15 minutes. It just wasn't that funny because they were more focused on pushing messages, even though messages that I agree with, says Off the Corner.
Yeah. I mean, I'll say this, the trailer was a better movie than the movie.
The trailer was one of the best. It's like a 3-minute trailer, which I feel like they went 3 minutes on that trailer for a reason. And that trailer's in the millions of views now. So I don't know if it fits with their business model. I know part of the business model is they want to be like Netflix in the sense that the only way to see this is to get Netflix. Here's the problem. They don't have enough stuff that's like, do they have 10 other Lady Ballers that they're going to release every other month? Do they have a series? It's all political and punditry, which is fine, but it's a different market. It's a different audience.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's a very specific audience for that film.
Rock Samsonite says, it's not lame reasons, Alan. Are you okay with Insurrection?
Yeah, I know. I saw all the recently released footage of the insurrection, and it's scary.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to go down a rabbit hole of political discussion. We're here to review Lady Ballers. Yeah. We're here to review Lady Ballers. And I don't know those details. But I am concerned about overreach of our government. whether it's related to free speech or many. I just think there's so many. There's a lot of other problems we got to deal with right now. I mean, I'm not okay with riots that burn down cities. I'm not okay with that either. And I have many friends that left California. And Chrissy Mayer said standing in a doorway, that's scary stuff.
And it was chilling.
It's chilling.
I mean, our democracy could have ended if they had just smoked a cigarette or something. I don't know.
Really, 2077 Lady Ballers might not be great, but at least they're trying to make comedy. Mm-hmm. No one else is risking comedy movies. There were very few comedies this year. One of the things, Alan, you filled out your CCA form. I already know I missed stuff and I'm kind of mad, but I have faith that my fellow CCA members, when it came to like, what are the really good comedies this year? Mm-hmm. I put American Fiction in the comedy category. American Fiction might be the best comedy this year.
Yeah. I put Bottoms in there as well.
Bottoms is also very good. But yeah, American Fiction, which we will discuss next week. Put that on your radar. One of the best comedies this year. And you're going to like it. You're going to like it. So there you go. All right. I think it's time to pivot because, oh wait, we have a special guest coming. There's something real quick I want to do. Real quick. You're going to be surprised by all of this. All right. I got to find an appropriate background here. We're going to change that format soon. Maybe this is a better one. Let me do that. No, that looks weird.
Yeah, what are we doing? Oh, okay.
All right, it's fine. No, just a minute. I know what I'm doing. Recently, we talked about the movie Ferrari. And I discovered that there's another movie that came out before that 1 year earlier called Lamborghini. There's another car movie. First, we had Ford versus Ferrari. Then we had Lamborghini. Then we had Ferrari. Now, coming to theaters next year, Race for Glory, Audi versus Lancia. Is there a race between car brands that's happening that I don't know about? All right, we're going to take a look at the trailer real quick here, but this is just, Alan, this is weird. Like, here's my suspicion with all of this. We're going to take a look at the trailer. Let me bring it up on screen here. But how is this that we have, wait, it says video unavailable? What does it say unavailable? Oh my God.
Did they take it down already?
They took it down. I'm going to find it. Did they take it down?
Well, I mean, last week we saw the Lamborghini documentary or Lamborghini drama.
Right.
Soon there'll be Hugo, The Reckoning.
It just seems like there's this weird, this is like, is this going to be a new trend? Is this going to be a new trend with these kind of movies?
Yeah.
That there's
well,
so
that's
many
just it.
of them?
When one thing succeeds, then you're just going to see a whole bunch of copycats. There's a Toyota Corolla starring Adam Carolla.
Yeah. All right. Hang on. I have to get past the commercial and then I'll share a screen here. Just give me a minute. I found it. You might have to mute me. We're going to watch this trailer real quick. But I suspect a trend and I have concerns. Let's talk about it. All right, here we go. And here it is.
Okay, we are recording. The World Rally Championship has become the #1 TV sport in the world. We're joined by Lancia team manager Cesare Fiorio.
Rallying is like war, and I'm the commander of an army.
Lionsgate.
We might have reached the bottom of the barrel on these movies now. Audi is now
very
a movie.
Car.
Audi?
Central engine, light car, very special materials. 4-wheel drive? No. Two-wheel drive.
You can't beat them with a normal car.
Yes, we can. If you drive it.
Give me one good reason why I should accept.
Because we are the underdogs.
George Cesare thinks he can challenge us without a four-wheel drive. Tastes better with ice, don't you think?
Vi presento la nuova Lancia 037.
You still think that the Germans are only technology and organization, don't you? Don't believe all the cliches.
So this is like Ford versus Ferrari, but it's Audi versus Lancia.
Rally. Rallying is a dangerous sport. Does anything frighten you?
One thing, losing.
Now we have the second stage in Tuscany. Let's go.
With that car, you will never win against me.
The drivers, why do they risk their lives?
Death is afraid of those who pursue it.
To win, I'll do whatever I have to do.
I'll only do 6 races. Take it or leave it.
Lancia and Audi play it all out in one last stage.
I like Daniel Bruhl.
You must recover 10 seconds. It's now or never. Push.
You okay?
I'm just thinking.
About what?
Winning.
I'll say this: authentic Italian accents. You can't beat that.
Well, I'll say that it's a January movie, which tells you something. It's being released in January 5th, which is a Friday. So there's that going for it. But I think what it does is it's a trend to me of movies that are about a brand, right? I'll give you some examples. These are not racing films, but they're in the same realm. Blackberry, which I thought was decent. It was fine, entertaining film. Tetris. So the stories aren't. We are in an age of storytelling, seeing a lot of this, where it's about branded storytelling. In particular, with these racing films, they're all focusing on a particular brand and the passionate car maker, Ferrari, Ford, Audi, who are behind these incredible, sexy vehicles. But ultimately, if you look beyond, say, the realm of car racing, car manufacturing, etc., there are more brand films. I'd like to see stories of a person. I just don't know.
Air. Remember Air?
Air, true. Air was about a shoe. I just think that, like, and look, Air I actually really liked. But I think maybe we're at this point where it's like some of these stories, do they need to be told? Do they really need to be told?
I want to hear the Fruit Loop story of white oppression and racism.
I would watch a Kellogg's movie about all the different Kellogg's and who was the first person to come up with putting a prize inside or sending in the post box tops, send in your cereal box tops to get a thing. I just think that that's the, and look, we're joking right now. Watch, a couple months is going to go by. Kellogg's the movie. I had a dream. Guy holding a handful of wheat. I had a dream.
I want to see the movie of Uncle Ben and Aunt Jemima.
I could crush this wheat, put it in a box, add some sugar on it, and it's called cereal. Son, one day we will be the cereal magnates of the Midwest. Boom, Kellogg's. Writes itself. Let's see what you have to say. I don't know. I'm kind of mixed on it. It looks like these movies it looks like a streaming movie.
Because apparently Lionsgate, someone posted Lionsgate is also doing the Lamborghini film.
The Lamborghini movie came out a while back.
Yeah. That might have been Lionsgate.
Yeah. So there you go. But let me get to your comments and questions. We have our special guest that will be joining us momentarily. Only origin story who counts is Nutella. Red French Moon for €2. Oh my God. Nutella could be a real movie. I love Nutella. It's sort of chocolatey hazelnut kind of thing. But you can't, if you have a jar of Nutella at your house, you will late night stick your finger in it.
Flamin' Hot.
Yeah, Raymond Britton White. Have you heard of Flamin' Hot? Yes, of course. Heard a flamin' hot. So, more comments here. Daniel Bruhl played Niki Lauda in Rush, which was great.
Remember when Daniel Bruhl was a great Marvel villain?
Yes. In Civil War.
Yeah.
He's a really good actor. I will watch. If I see him in something, that's a good thing. That's good. More comments here. Ken Do became a YouTube member. Thank you for that. Daniel Bruhl. Yes. And Bethel Game says Chris Gore goes American Pie on Nutella. No, you stick. Look, I can.
What do you stick in it?
I can. Look, I can put my finger in a jar Nutella that I purchased. Someone's gonna clip this. Am I wrong? Is someone gonna clip this and make me look ridiculous? Yeah.
Chris loves his Nutella.
I do. Who does? Look.
Do you have one Nutella or two
Ends
Nutellas?
ends in the chat for Nutella. Ends in the chat. If you're a Nutella fan. I'm waiting for Yugo versus go-karts, says Ryan Landis. And from Rumble, Adelis 24 spoiler, Audi wins.
Oh.
Well, there you go. Anyways, I just think this is a bizarre trend. And it's to me, it's either lazy. See, look at all the ends. Someone says F. What is F?
There's an I there.
Now I'm looking at Chris's fingers, says Ryan Landis. This is going to be another thing like Crunchy Bush. Someone's going to make a video of, They're going to take Tucker Time, says N. Hey, Jeff. How's it going, man? Good to see you. I hope I get to Knott's over the holiday. Love that. F the nut paste, says Kronos Goodwisen. And a freaking Nutella chair for 5, says Systemic 776. Yeah. I just look. Are there haters of Nutella?
I'm not a big fan.
I want to know. All the Nutella haters out there, come on. All right. We have a special guest that's going to be joining us, so we're probably going to pivot. Should we watch the trailer for this movie? Let's watch the trailer. All right, hang on a sec. I gotta set all this stuff up. I got it. Darin Scott is going to be here joining us momentarily. Let's take a look at the trailer for The Oath, which I will find so we can know. This is different than the 2018 version of The Oath, which starred Ike Barinholtz. I did an interview with him. So I found it. Wait, there are 2 trailers.
Yes, make sure you get the right Oath.
It's from 2023. There's a trailer that's 1 minute, another one that's 3 minutes. Well, I don't know. I'm going to go with the order one. Hang on. Apologies for this, folks.
Lord Metroid says, I'm with Alan. Nutella has too much sugar. Exactly.
Well, whatever. All right, let's take a look at the trailer for The Oath, and the writer-director will be joining us. It is appears to be something of a science fiction set 400 AD in America. Let's take a look.
You tried. This is our creed. You
getting Northman vibes.
That gold Save me from getting trapped!
Only raises the sword in defense. I can show you a life.
Monster!
You cannot touch them. Freedom.
I'd never call you king! Know this!
But you never know. I seal this record unto you.
Till she finds your secret record, Roni.
Blessed Father.
Mahikana will tear this world apart.
Came to them. He came to our fathers.
That Yosef of the old world shall at long last know Yosef of the new, and unto he who will one day discover unto the world.
And your fathers' fathers will be erased.
Today, you pay for all the lives you've taken in cold blood.
No one will remember your name.
It is finished.
It's like pure action to me. Wait, why did it fade out? Is
Because
there?
it's over.
Well, did I pick?
No, it's ended. It ended.
You have these woke revolutions.
No, they cut it off.
Requires all of us.
Victor David Hansen. What do you?
No, not going to do this. A nation has to have civic education.
Okay, we can just remove that. Sorry about that. Our special guest will be here at 2:40 p.m. And we are 1 minute away.
But yes, that was Billy Zane.
Prepare for your questions. Prepare for your questions. All right, let's get this. Let's get it set up here. All right. He's going to be very surprised. He's going to come right on screen the minute we start. The minute we start. All right. Jackie's waiting in the wings helping us. She's saying, Darin, where are you? He's probably doing an interview before this now. Is the movie in theaters? I think it's in theaters. Limited release.
Oh, there seems to be a chat here.
Here we go.
December 8th.
Darin, hey, we just watched the trailer for your film. Congratulations. I'm Chris Gore. By the way, I'm Chris.
Hey, Chris. Thank you for that. That's very kind.
And this is Alan Ng.
Hi.
He's my colleague at Film Threat. Hey, appreciate you taking the time.
Chris and Alan. Okay.
Yeah. To talk about your movie, and you're on a press tour here. Tell us what led to the oath. This is sort of an era of history we don't know a lot about. It was a brutal, barbaric time.
Yeah, absolutely. And in fact, it's so untouched really in cinema that I'm unaware of any film that's really touched on this history. The Apocalypto crosses timelines briefly, but then continues way on past it. And then of course, Last of the Mohicans comes like a millennium later. Our film feels a little bit like Last of the Mohicans, I think. It's a love story. It's kind of a little bit of a Romeo Juliet kind of a story with some action. So it's kind of got all those elements. It's set in ancient America, 5th century AD. And so there's a lot we don't know about that time frame. There's a lot we think we know, but there's a lot that we don't know about that time frame. But we took that and created this story. We've got Hebrews in ancient America mingling with the native cultures that were there. And in our story, the two nations, that the antagonists to each other, they're actually from the same family. So it's a very interesting dichotomy where it's like they came from the same family. So it's very much kind of that Romeo Juliet kind of thing. But anyway.
Well, first of all, it's welcome to finally see a movie. We had a discussion earlier today. We were talking about how many movies have de-emphasized romance. There's a study. I don't know if I agree with the conclusions of this study, that Gen Z would prefer to see less romance in movies. I don't believe that study. I think there's an agenda behind it. I think, and it's one of the things we were talking about, romance is something it's been a part of cinema from the beginning. The fact that that's a part of your film is very encouraging to hear.
Yeah, and not just any romance either, right? It's the way I put it is it's righteous romance. It's very what's the word? It's it's not like you would think. It's kind of a, I don't want to say like pure, but it's just words kind of fall to me. It's like a righteous romance. It's a holy romance, you know, where they have a commitment to each other, and, you know, tying it back to the oath. That's, you know, kind of what I hope. I think it's not possible to go away without at least some sort of feeling like, wow, oaths are important. And there was a time when we actually made promises to each other and we kept them. And to our God, you know, I think we live in a society where we casually make promises and casually break them. And boy, the oath is like, man, it's going to make you think about that, you know?
Yeah. Especially if you live in Los Angeles, a lot of people will say, hey, I'll meet you at so-and-so. Yeah, we should get together. And then it never happens.
Well,
So
frankly, there's a longer discussion there, but I mean, look, there's a lot of drug and substance abuse. And I think it's making people kind of dumb
yes,
and making people uncommitted and not being able to follow through. There's just, look, life is hard and people turn to those things, but, you know, The Oath is really a movie that's like, it's that inner soul, that inner power that you can tap into a divine source of strength. So really want to convey that in the movie.
Well, congratulations on the film. It opens nationwide this Friday, December 8th, which is awesome. We've got over 800 people watching us live on YouTube right now.
Hey, awesome.
A lot. We've got a bunch of questions in the chat. We can take some of these questions.
Sure. Go for it.
Let's go for it.
This is fun.
Yeah. Solomon Thornton asks, greetings, Sir Darin. Any advice for beginning filmmakers?
Absolutely. Just go for it. Go. I mean, look, the power is in the people. You can literally go get, I grew up, you know, I budded through the DSLR revolution, where you can literally buy a camera for, you know, a really nice camera for $1,000, $1,500, get a couple lenses, and you can make that thing look awesome. You could shoot a movie with it. So go play around with it and do your homework. Read all the great books. There's so much information. I read all the definitive works I could find on script writing, and in addition to reading, you know, Academy Award-winning scripts, like the best scripts ever written, and just gleaning from the pros. You know, there's no need to reinvent the wheel per se. You got to take all the people who have come before you, all their knowledge, and add to that, right? But you can't just go out there and jump in like you don't know anything. Do your homework first, and your odds of success will be much higher. But go for it, and don't step back, step forward. Yeah.
And Jeffrey Wolf asks, is this based on historical events?
Very fantastic question. It depends on your beliefs, right? It hails from the Book of Mormon, which many in the world think is just like a fantasy, whether it's historical fiction. I grew up reading the book, and you know, it doesn't matter whether you believe it or not. It's like the stories in it are some of the most powerful stories I've ever read, specifically as it pertains to heroic figures in a dishonorable time. And that's very fascinating to me whenever somebody can kind of shirk off the general trend of society to go backwards morally, and in other ways, where someone can stand their ground and like stand on principle and say, you know, look, I'm going to stand here. This is right living. This is goodness, and you can join me. And I've always been fascinated with that, and that's full of it in the source material. So yeah, whether you believe that or not, but there's a lot we don't know about history. I mean, there's books out there that talk about Roman coins that were unearthed by farmers in America when we first got here, and that was before people were documenting that stuff really carefully. And I mean, think about that Roman coin in the heartland of America. What the heck's that doing here? You got a Decalogue stone in New Mexico with Paleo Hebrew writing. What is Hebrew writing doing in America? So there's so much we don't know, and we get into this thing where we can't learn anything more because we think we know everything.
Right.
And I always take I've tried to learn a lot in my life, and I always take the position that, hey, I want to learn from you. We had 70 people plus on this show. All of them were not members of my faith. And it was so amazing to work with them all. And we all had such different points of view. And man, don't we need that today? Like, don't we need to be able to talk to each other and stop fighting and be able to like hear each other? And it's okay to disagree. Right. It's okay. It's okay. We don't have to hate each other. We can disagree and love each other. It's possible.
Yeah, I'm fond of saying, we can disagree and coexist. And I think for some reason that's been forgotten. I got to ask, are you at a diner right now, at a restaurant? I hear kitchen sounds in the background.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, don't be sorry. It's called good.
Yeah, I'm at Denny's too. Well, I'm on my way to a small premiere in St. George, Utah, honoring a commitment that I made when we did when I did our pilot film there. He said, "Come back when you have your full film," and I said I would, and we're going. So it'll be a fun time. So sorry about the Denny's back there. Did you want some pancakes or something? I'll order you something.
Akanika asks kind of a two-part question. What was the casting process like, and what was it like to work with Billy Zane?
Casting process, at least at this point in my career, I've really enjoyed direct casting. We had like a couple of kind of extras casting directors, but we actually didn't have a casting director on the show. First of all, Karina and Eugene were cast in my pilot film, so I already knew them, and they were already in. Ben Cross, as you know, passed away, so we had to fill his big shoes, and Billy was a perfect fit. He brought a very different side that Ben had taken, and it was a very awesome dichotomy between us both. Billy was somebody that one of our producers knew, and so we had kind of a connections there. And then Nora Dale, we auditioned, I don't know, I think it was like 12 or 1,300 girls. And she stood out. So she was the one that we cast. And then Wasai Chief, who has a smaller role, was also, she was picked from that same audition. So yeah, most of it was direct cast. The cast isn't really that big. So that was manageable. I think on a bigger film where we're casting like, maybe 50 cast or something, then definitely you're going to be having a casting director. But I feel like sometimes you have too much information, and so we can't make a decision. It's like going on Netflix and you sit there and surf around for a half hour and you're so dang tired, you just turn it off without even watching anything. And I think with casting is in anything is similar. It's like there's too many choices. And so that's why I like kind of direct casting a lot of times. It's like, yeah.
For Darin, Josh L for $4.99 says, will the setting for your next film be a Denny's? I'd watch. There you go. From Rumble, $8.24. What was the distribution strategy for the film? Was it always planned to be a Christmas season release?
No, it wasn't. We wanted to get it out as soon as possible, but with a combination of really doing just so many test screenings and refining it. This film has been refined, and you're going to get what you pay for. Oathmovie.com, get your tickets. Don't do me any favors. Watch the trailer. If it excites you, grab a ticket, oathmovie.com. I promise you, the score alone by Trevor Morris, two-time Emmy winner Trevor Morris, it's Oscar worthy. It's so good. It's worth the ticket alone, but then add to it all the spectacular cinematic images and then all the other elements of the film. It's really a great experience. We did not plan for the December release, but so much of this process has been, it's actually unexplainable unless you acknowledge a higher power. It really is, because get this, we are releasing on December 8th. Ben Cross said something in our behind the scenes interview before he passed on December 8th. And when you see it, it's after the credits roll. When you see it in the theater, you'll be blown away. He said it on December 8th, the same day that we're releasing, which is just one of these amazing things. It's like, man, you can't orchestrate this, man, unless there's some higher powers going on. So yeah, it's I think I say this, it's the most thought-provoking movie that you will see this Christmas season. You will think after this movie.
Another question here from Joe Haas for $4.99 says, do you think story or messages are more important in a movie or film?
Depends on where you're at, but I would say you have to lead with the story. And that's been a problem with somebody who really wants to get a message out, especially on, I think, the faith-based side. They tend to lead with the message, and they ask the audience to forgive the production value and everything else in the name of the message. Not all of them. I think Jesus Revolution was a phenomenal movie. It's like my favorite now, as far as a faith-based is concerned. But yeah, you got to lead with the story, because the story is what's captivating them, and it's actually going to allow them to feel something. And then, so there's always a message, and hopefully that message is something eternal, that's not just, some flippant thing,
You can actually get tickets direct from the website, which is oathmovie.com. So I'm going to put the link in the description for this video so
Beauty.
everyone can share that. I'll put it in the comments too. But we have more questions here. Scott McKenzie says, how difficult was this to get funded and get Billy Zane?
Fundraising is the hardest part of filmmaking. And anyone who wants to be a filmmaker, you better be like ready for that, because it is the hardest thing. We would have had this movie done 10 years ago had we gotten the funding faster. So it was arduous. We did 3 Kickstarters, and then we did a 4th crowdfund on our own website. It was just, we did the pilot film from the first Kickstarter, which raised the money for the rest of it. But that was the hardest part of this journey, probably, was the fundraising. And so, it was very difficult getting Billy Zane. I don't know how difficult it was, because, we had a direct contact through one of our producers. We got him the script, and he read the script and loved it and committed to the show. And of course, you have to, give them an offer that turns their head. And of course, we weren't able to give like a whole ton of money, because we are an independent film. But we gave him a good amount of money, and so he came on board, and his insight was exceptional on set, and I really let him have the wheel a lot whenever he had some things to say and thoughts. And as I do with all my actors, because I want it to be the best product possible, and that takes collaboration. Like, I don't have all the ideas, right? And so many of the nuance and amazing ideas came from our actors, and so it's very important as a director to listen to your actors. Yeah.
A couple more comments and questions. Hey, it's me, and HD says, wait, I hear Mr. Scott mentioned Apocalypto. If it's in that vein, then I will put this on my watch list.
Yeah, I would say it's absolutely in that vein. Yeah.
And
it's a little bit different setting, but kind of a Last of the Mohicans type of a setting, where it's more kind of like, I don't know. We filmed it in New York, so that gives you an idea of the setting. But similar.
Another couple more questions here. Professor Fear asks, how did you develop the fighting style for this little known period?
Manny Severio was our coordinator. He's done huge films, and oh man, he was just such a joy to work with. He was incredible. He did an amazing job with the fight choreography. And when you see it, I think everyone will agree, when they see the movie, it's you're gripping your seat, man. Your blood's rushing. And he really took a style that, using the trees and the atmosphere. And he's like, these people would have used what was around them. And so our fight style and everything that's going on, we're using the trees. We're just really one with the environment. And it's kind of like a brutal, like, throw a stone at you, or, hit you with a club, and, I don't want to give stuff away, but it's, I kind of wanted at least as far as the hero character, I wanted him to have a little bit like Achilles in Troy, kind of like a godlike fighting capability, and mixing that with kind of the different setting, right? But it was the fighting was brutal. There was scalping. There was lots of stuff going on that there weren't any rules.
And a last question here from Tom Siebert asks, so this is about a remnant of the 13 lost tribes of Israel making it to North America? He's asking.
Wow, Tom, my favorite question. Holy smokes, you nailed it. Yeah, so these two tribes come from the line of Joseph of Egypt, believe it or not, and so they come from the same family, and so you have this ancient grudge between two brothers that kind of lasts, and they both start different nations, and that's how this starts. But they came from Israel.
Wow, well,
incredible.
You can go to oathmovie.com. As you can see from the visuals, you can buy tickets direct from there, see what theaters it's playing at in your neighborhood. You can also put together a group screening if you'd like, or be a part of the street team. That's oathmovie.com. Darin, it's been a pleasure having you on the show. Whatever you're eating at Denny's, I recommend the Grand Slam. Always like a classic to get that. But thank you so much for taking the time out and talking to us about your movie. Congrats on the big release on Friday.
Thank you so much. Take care, everybody.
Great. Take care. Thank you so much.
Yep.
Awesome. Great. Look at that. Everybody, the chat was on fire.
Yeah.
Chat was on fire.
I'm a Superbird person.
You're a what?
Superbird, the turkey sandwich.
I just go with the Grand Slam because I can't I'm indecisive when it comes to food. So what I like to do is if you get the Grand Slam, you get hash browns, you get eggs, little pancakes, you even get toast. It's a lot of carbs. Not gonna lie, it's not great for you. And thank you to Jackie for helping us put this together. We like bringing on filmmakers to talk to you. So there you go. That wraps it up for us today. Big show on Friday. We're going to do straight movie reviews. And then we have the directors behind A Disturbance in the Force, a movie that I am strongly recommending. There's a very good review. We should probably rerun the review on the Film Threat website, which we reviewed at South by Southwest earlier this year. My God, I cannot wait to talk about that movie. So I watched it the other day. I didn't see it until just recently. I'm shocked what I didn't know. I thought I knew everything about Star Wars. Those early sort of like days where they didn't know what Star Wars was or even how to sell it are incredible. And this focuses that. It's all mostly takes place in 1978. And it's
a reminder of what we fans were like when the movie just came out, and it wasn't this giant franchise that it is today.
Right. Last minute super chat, couple comments coming in. Bobby's World for 20. Ahoy. Congratulations again on your new milestone. Thank you for the past weekend and thanks for the autographs. Thanks again to the incredible mods and the amazing chat. Glass up for your next achievement at Film Threat. Well, thank you so much, Bobby's World, who's also a member. It was great to just run into people and just talk to, because I could talk about nerd stuff all day. I always get by Sunday, I get what I still have a little bit. I get convention voice, and that's because I talk too much. I'm sure that's no shock to anybody, but also want to thank Jeff Tucker, my friend Jeff Tucker, who works at Knott's Merry Farm. He's going to be on Fox 11 News tomorrow morning talking about Knott's Merry Farm. Jeff, coming down. Oh, actually, Jeff invited you and I to come to Knott's Merry Farm. Maybe we can make it a date, Alan.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
But
we can hold hands,
and
drink eggnog together, stand under the mistletoe.
Here's what I'm gonna get. I always get the boysenberry margarita. They have boysenberry beer, boysenberry margarita. They have boysenberry mustard you can put on your boysenberry sausage. I'm all about the boysenberry. So yeah, Jeff. We were texting, and he said that you and I are both invited to attend. He'll take care of us.
Yeah, let's set that up.
I just have to figure out who a +1 for me would be. I have someone in mind. I got someone in mind. But that's it for us. Also want to thank our mods, Ms. P Coffee. She always she forgets to put her name. I don't
more
forget.
Than just a mod.
More than a mod. More than a mod.
Not that we're diminishing the work of the mod. I'm just saying.
Work of the mod.
Ms. P Coffee does a lot.
She's doing it. I tricked Ms. P Coffee into working on Award This. I tricked her, and she regretted it like 5 minutes after. It was just like, why did I sign up for this dumb task? But yeah, we had so much fun this weekend. I got to hang out with Ms. P Coffee.
Yeah.
But Ms. P Coffee did not bring her dog. So next time,
that's a Canadian thing. You can't transport your animals across the border.
But thank you, Lord Thaw. Thank you, everyone who sent in a super chat or just was part of the did I unstar something I shouldn't have unstarred? What did I do? But thank you to everyone. I'm really proud of what we've been able to do with your help, and I appreciate it. And I don't know, I feel like this video kind of says it all.
I did it!
I can't get over it. It's too good. It's too good. All right. I'll see you Friday, and I'll see you at Award this weekend.
Yes.
Your last chance to get tickets. It's way more fun being there with us live. We've got so many special surprises planned. So there you go. Alan?
Just visit filmthreat.com. Again, we're posting all the Award This movie nominations. So you can go back a couple days and see a bunch of great films.
I was going to see if you wanted to get out of here.
Yeah. And let's get out of here.